Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're at the Battle of Bannockburn in Stirling. Now guys, for those of you who do not know what the Battle of Bannockburn is, the Battle of Bannockburn was one of the massive battles in the Scottish Wars of Independence against the English back in 1314. So in 1314, King Robert the Bruce decided it was time to get the English out of Stirling Castle. Now at the time guys, Stirling Castle was probably the main castle in Scotland. It was the gateway to the Highlands, and it basically gave you access to the full of Scotland if you controlled that central region, and it controlled the areas around the River Forth and stuff like that. So at the time the English occupied it. King Robert the Bruce now had been on the throne for a little while and he decided it was time to finally get rid of the English from Stirling Castle. So he then set upon the castle. Obviously the English at the time sent word back to England, and King Edward II decided he was going to try and do something about this, so he sent forces up. Now I believe at the time there was something around the region of 18,000 infantrymen and another 3,000 cavalry sent up by King Edward II, and this was a massive force guys. At the time this was absolutely humongous. So basically over 20,000 men were sent up to deal with this and try and keep a hold of Stirling Castle, because like I said guys, it was at the time it was the gateway to the Highlands and probably the rest of Scotland. If you controlled Stirling Castle, then you controlled the main part of Scotland, Scotland's heart. So what happened then was King Robert the Bruce obviously assembled his army, and he decided he was going to take it to them. So when the English came up, King Edward II, being a bit naive, wasn't as battle as savvy as his father was, King Edward I. They sent a smaller force, couple of thousand men, to go and check out the castle and try and just beat back the Scots. Now guys, this was a grave mistake, because what actually happened was King Robert the Bruce had about 8,000 men, and he was waiting on the English coming up. So the main battle guys, the Battle of Bannockburn actually lasted 2 days. It took place on the 23rd and the 24th of June 1314. Now like I was saying guys, on the 23rd the English came up and they set a couple of thousand men to try and retake or rebuff the Scottish forces from taking Stirling Castle. And this was a grave error guys, because what actually happened was the Scots absolutely annihilated them, and one of the English knights got beheaded by King Robert the Bruce himself. So this then sent like terror and chills through the rest of the English camp. The survivors actually got back to the main camp, told them about this vast Scottish army of about 8,000 men that just absolutely decimated this couple of thousand men of the English. So for the rest of the night the English made camp. And I don't know if you've seen one of my other videos guys, if you check it out, the historic walk in Stirling. I mean, that we actually visited the site which was meant to be where the English made camp that night before the main battle the next day in the Battle of Bannockburn. So you can check that out guys, it was one of my other videos. So yeah, the next day guys, when it came to the main battle, the English had a torrid night. They had camped in an area which was all bog and waterlogged, and they were up all night just dreading the battle the next day after they heard the horror stories of the previous day. About 2,000 or 3,000 of the English men were already slaughtered by the Scots, and the knight was beheaded and stuff like that. So the English at the time were not really up for the battle. They were crapping themselves. They were led by King Edward II, who was an inferior war general in comparison to his father. So when it actually came time to go to battle the next day guys, I mean the Scots were up for it. The Scots were were looking forward to the battle and getting rid of the English, and the English were just wanting to be somewhere else, completely elsewhere apart from there. So the next day the Scots absolutely decimated them, and this is what Edward II sent 20-odd thousand men up to Scotland for, guys. Stirling Castle. Stirling Castle at the time, guys, was the gateway to the rest of Scotland. If you controlled Stirling Castle, then you controlled the way to the Highlands and numerous other areas around Scotland. And when King Robert the Bruce, when he said to himself and the rest of Scotland, we're no longer going to tolerate the English being in control of this. If I take this, I know I can take the rest of Scotland. So when Bruce set upon the castle and besieged it, King Edward II didn't want his father's legacy and his control over Scotland to disappear. So this is why King Edward II sent this massive force up to Scotland to reclaim the castle, guys, and this is what resulted in the Battle of Bannockburn. Very, very cool. I've actually got another video, guys, on the Stirling Castle. You can check that out, guys, down in the videos below. So guys, the Battle of Bannockburn is actually the most celebrated victory in Scottish history. It's the one battle where Scotland basically, after this battle, I mean it did go on for a wee while longer, but this was the main battle that basically resulted in Scotland getting their independence from England at the time, basically sending the English home. If you listen to the words of the Scottish national anthem, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Go and check that out, guys. It talks about sending the English home, and that's basically as a result of what happened at the Battle of Bannockburn. So just up ahead, guys, this is the main area up here where the battle site was meant to have took place. This is one of the, nobody actually knows the actual battle site where it actually was, but this is the main area where the historians and that think it could have been. So as a result of that, this has been built, this massive monument in memory of all those who fought in the Scottish Wars of Independence and fought for Scotland to gain our independence at the time from England. Because for years, guys, Scotland went through a torrid time. I mean, the English, they were up here, they took over, they were raping the women, they were like abusing everybody, just taking the absolute pee out of people, and Scotland got fed up yet. So this, after years and years and years of battles and stuff like that, this was like a defining moment in Scottish history where we decided that, like, we don't need you, we are Scotland, we do not need England. So guys, they built this massive memorial. Pretty cool, guys. If you've not been up here, guys, it is free. You can come up here for the day free of charge and have a look at all this kind of stuff in the area of Bannockburn. There's plenty of signposts in that telling you where the Battle of Bannockburn took place. So this is meant to have been where it took place, guys. And over there, guys, you can see the statue of Robert the Bruce, the hero, the Scottish king who led us to victory over the English at the Battle of Bannockburn. We're going to go over and check that out in a minute, guys. But I think we need to take in this for a minute. It's really breathtaking. So I don't know if you can hear that, guys, but there's like speakers all the way around this memorial, kind of like this thing they've built. and it's just got some kind of like random music and voices and stuff going off in the background. Here lies our land, everywhere. So you can see, guys, this was a big deal. I mean, this is the defining part of Scotland's history, this battle, the Battle of Bannockburn. And it gave us an identity, it gave us something to be proud of, to say that we will not be abused, nobody will take our freedom away from us. I mean, I think that's the most important thing in life, guys. Some people don't have that. I think we're very lucky these days. Back in the day, a lot of people never had freedom and things like that, and had to fight for it. This is just a chilling reminder of all that. For God and St Andrew, Robert the Bruce, King of Scots, planted his standard near this spot when the Scottish patriots under his command vanquished the army of England, Edward II of England, in the Battle of Bannockburn, 24th of June 1314. We fight not for glory, not for wealth, nor honour, only and alone we fight for freedom, which no good man surrenders but with his life. So basically, guys, this is meant to have been the spot where Robert the Bruce planted his sword after the Battle of Bannockburn, after the Scottish were victorious. He's meant to have stuck his sword into the ground here, and this is to remember that and kind of immortalise that, guys. Very, very cool.
The armed magnates whom you see before you have already had the impudence to order the destruction.
And over here, guys, we've obviously got the statue of Robert the Bruce himself. We'll go over and take a look at that. Very, very cool, guys. If you've not been up here before, I would recommend it, guys. It's truly breathtaking, and it just surrounds just all the area surrounding is the fields and Bannockburn and stuff. I mean, if there was a battle here, you can see why they chose this site, because of flat land and stuff. So guys, I would highly recommend, if you've not been up here, to come up and check this out, as this was apparently the main battle site of the Battle of Bannockburn. And obviously, as I've just explained, the Battle of Bannockburn resulted in Scotland getting its independence from the English in the Scottish Wars of Independence. So there you have it, guys, the Battle of Bannockburn. Mega cool. If you've not been through here before, guys, I highly recommend it. It's in the Bannockburn area of Stirling. It's It's not cost a thing to come up here, guys, and have a look at all this kind of stuff. It's mega cool, and this is obviously the most historic battle in Scotland's history. So if you're a tourist, guys, or you're just a local who's never been up here before, I would highly recommend, like I said, coming up here and having a look at this stuff. I hope you really enjoyed the video today, guys. If you did, please hit me with a like and a subscribe, and I'll keep making more of this content for you guys. It does not cost you a thing, but it means a lot to me, and it'd be greatly appreciated. So until next time, peace.